Alright, we are live. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. I am Violet Hyena. You are here with perfect timing, and I'm here to do readings for people with perfect timing. And I see Debbie's here. Hi, Debbie! And Debbie says, hello, beautiful. And I'll wave back at her because she's got a waving emoji. Hello, welcome. Oh, it's a lovely evening. Oh, great. So, the dealio here, for anyone who comes in, is I have 13 decks. All of them have a lot to say. And the way I choose which one gets to speak is using a regular playing card deck to choose which one gets to speak. And that is the game here. And so just drop your questions in chat and I will get to them. Okay. I'm gonna pop that. I do notice you. But I'm streaming now. I will not get distracted. I'm going to type my thing in the chat. There we go. So welcome, drop your questions in chat and I shall get to them. I'll be reading oracle cards between the questions. Yay. Alrighty then. Oh, I don't know which one do I want. Pin this one. There we go. Do, 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 do. Oh, let's see here. I'll choose, I guess that one. Getting into the vortex, I shall read. Until they have people and questions to do. And here is the information card. Don't look, it's shy. It hides in the box. Don't look, it's very shy. Okay, let's shuffle. It broke. That just means it needs more shuffling. Okay, the law of attraction assembles happy relationships. The law of attraction cannot bring you a well-balanced, happy person if you are not yourself already that. The law of attraction, no matter what you do or say, will bring to you those who predominantly match the person you predominantly are. If you are not a happy person with yourself or with your life, the attraction of a partner will only exaggerate the disorder, because any action taken from a place of lack is always counterproductive. Priya. Hi. Hello. You look new. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Kanupriya. Kanupriya. What's the action of Tanishq? What's the action of Tanishq for me this week? NC. You are right. New sub. Thank you for welcoming me. Yeah. I will get a card. I will pick a deck for you, and then we'll answer your question. And Preston says hello. Hello, Preston. I'll wave back at you since you sent a waving emoji. And yes, Preston, you may ask your question. And then Kanupriya says hi. Okay, we're gonna pick which deck? Number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the Prisma Visions deck. So what's the next action of Tanishq for Kanupriya this week? What is the next action? What is the next? What is the next action? Alright, the next action is judgment, or a refinement, as I like to call it. It is when you look at the situation and you determine what needs to be cut away, like the bad stuff. What do you need to cut away? What do you need to cut away? What do you need to keep? So, looking back at your journey in life, this is a major arcana card, so it's a big deal. You're going to be looking back at your life, and you're going to be deciding what can you cut from your life and what do you keep in your life. You're going to cut the things that have not been serving you, and you're going to keep the ones and the things that have been serving you. Keep what works, dump all the rest. And that is what the cards say. And Kanupriya says we are not talking at the moment. Yes, exactly. So, again, the cards are correct. Cut what is not working, keep the rest. It's our judgment is about refinement of the self. Can you pull A clarification card? Sure. Let's see. We're going to do... Alright, so we are getting a build up now. We have Preston asking his question. So I'm going to make a list. I'm going to make sure I catch up on chat, and then I'm going to do the list. So everyone, thank you for your patience. I'll get right to you. Okay, so we're working on Kanupriya. And then Preston. So, everybody, thank you for your patience. I will get to you in time. Okay, so first, the clarification card. And the clarification is the Page of Pentacles. So, I see someone who is young in the area of money. And it's a new journey. So someone who is looking very intensely at money, not really knowing what to do with it, how to make it, or anything, just new. And I'm just looking into the card more. And they can get tangled up in because they get so lost in what they're doing. Alright, and that was the clarification card. And then to the questions. Will he take actions towards me this week? I want to speak to him. So, will he take actions towards Kanupriya? Will he take actions towards Kanupriya? The answer is no. And it's the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is always that kid who's going to be running with scissors and yelled at for it because he does not know what he's doing. And getting into various difficult situations, either with being too clever with his tongue or, actual situations of danger. That might be the person that you know, but the answer is no. He's not going to take any actions towards you this week. Okay. Okay. Put this away. And you are very welcome. And Amelia Preston's question, which is, will I make it to Boston, and will it be a good idea or no? Will Preston make it to Will Preston make it to Boston, and will it be a good idea or not? You know what? Okay. Let's see how to do this. I'm going to put this on the board so we don't get confused here. Is it a good idea, and will Preston make it to Boston? Alright, there we go. And then we need a deck. Let's see. It is number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the Gay Terrence. Okay, and then is it a good idea? And will Preston make it to Boston? Is it a good idea? And will Preston make it to Boston? Alright, ooh, no, good. Alright, well, this flew out. That's an extra. But I do see you, Buttercup. I wanted to say hello back and thank you for your patience. I can get back to chat after I'm done with Preston's reading. Okay, so is it a good idea? No, it's not a good idea. Will Preston make it to Boston? No, you won't make it to Boston. So we're going to look into the cards for more details. So both are a no, but we have this extra card. It seems like there's going to be a struggle on your travels and possibly bad weather. So that is why you're not going to make it to Boston. The Youth of Wands. So you're very young in whatever actions you're taking right now. So you go unprepared with the weather. And is it a good idea? No, it's not a good idea. And also, it's also not a financially secure idea. So don't do it. Alright? And that is what the cards say, Preston. And Buttercup, I do not recognize your username. You might be new. Welcome and thank you for subscribing. And I will get to your questions about now. Just let me get a drink of water. Okay, I'm going to put Buttercup on the list. There we go. And then we're going to figure out your questions. What's current feelings of Bhatia for Buttercup? My name is Radha. Will he contact me in 3 days? And yes. And Preston says thank you. You're very welcome. Alright, well, I'm going to pick a deck for Buttercup. And then we'll do your reading. Okay, so it is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the octopus turret. So what are the feelings of Bhatia for Radha? And will he contact Radha in the next few days? And feelings. There we go. Turn around, upside down, sideways, and then we shuffle. Okay, so feelings is Bhatia for Radha. Feelings. Ooh, the tower. That's not good. The feelings of the tower. So, these feelings are based on foundational cracks. Like these, the feelings that have been built are not on good standing. What has grown from the feelings is really not palpable. It's not very good. It's got lots of cracks in the foundation. Like, these are not really good motivations on why he's built up these emotions, and they're gonna come crumbling down. Like, I do not get it, because this is the tower. It's a major arcana. It is one of destruction, because of the foundations of the beginnings of it. And so, from the beginning, it's not been a good... It has not been a good journey. I would not recommend continuing that. And then was it something in 3 days? Will he contact Radha in 3 days? And the answer is no. He will not be contacting you in 3 days. He is a page of swords, so he's very young, or they're very young. I'm not sure which gender name Bhati is. Oh, you said he. So he is young, and the sword, so he's not very good at thinking things through, which is why the tower exists. So his feelings are not based on something good, and he's very young and inexperienced, and he won't be contacting you in 3 days. Alright. Oh, you had a misunderstanding. That makes sense. Well, I do apologize for delivering the bad news. I hope it helped you out, though. Good luck. I see Alex is in. Hello, Alex. Welcome back. Let's see. Hi, how does Ian feel about me? I'm gonna pick a deck for you and then we're gonna ask the cards. Put that here. Put Alex on the board. And you are very welcome. And also, Preston said, you're an amazing person. XOXO 100. Canada flag. Yellow heart. American flag. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you, Preston. Keep being awesome. Okay. Oh, I see other buttercups also. Buttercup, I saw your other question. You are on the list. So thank you for your patience. I will get to you. How does Ian feel about Alex? Right, we need a deck. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everything, every little thing you do is magic, you know. La 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 la. It's magic, you know. Okay, there. Well, that's pretty. Nice. Yellow card. Okay, so Alex says hi. How does Ian feel about Alex? How does Ian feel about Alex? How does Ian feel about Alex? The 7 of Swords. So, I'm looking into the card. I apologize for the silence. It is the 7 of Swords. And the 7 of Swords is about, well, I'm going to put it frankly, it is about looking at all the thoughts and stealing the good ones for yourself. So there's a bit of sneakiness here. It is a fox. Thinking about all the options it has. It has a very cute and fluffy nature, which kind of hides a clever mind. It's definitely on the lookout for interesting ideas and looking back through the path of thoughts and the thought journey and trying to come up with good ideas. Alright? And that is in relationship to how they look at Alex, or Ian, how Ian looks at Alex. I don't say anything with malice. It's just, this is like a puzzling person trying to figure out a puzzle. And enjoying the time there. Because they're spending a lot of time trying to figure out this person. That's more the angle I'm getting from that card. Nice. Alright, I hope that helps you out, Alex. Okay, so Alex says that they don't understand that. So, Ian is thinking about you a lot. They're trying to figure you out like a puzzle. Yes. You got it. Alright, so did Alex then going to go to Buttercup? Will we reconcile in July? Let's ask the cards. Find a deck. Okay, so 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's gonna be every little thing you do is magic, you know. Well, you know the deck has a lot to say when it comes flying out of the box. Will Buttercup reconcile in July? Ooh, there we go. Will they reconcile in July? Let's see if it's the no. You will not be reconciling in July. I'm going to look at the card for more details. The Ace of Wands. So this is the beginning of an action. Let's find out. Let's see. Oh, okay. So since it was a no, it's not the beginning. It stopped in its starting position. So there is not going to be any action with the question though. I'm trying to do it in the phrasing of the question. Well, the question has disappeared. Oh, will you reconcile in July? No. No, there's going to be little action there. So there's going to be a no. There's going to be no action taken there. So I hope that helps you out. Okay, I'm going to take a drink of water, 1 moment, and then I'll get back to chat. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Alex says, so he's trying to figure me out. Okay, we've split up, so Prob's trying to figure out how to get me BK. And then Buttercup retracted a message. And then John says, does the temp agency want to hire me? I will ask the cards. John is on the board. Okay. And Buttercup says, okay. And John says, I applied for a job. Good job. That is the first step towards getting one. Good job. I know. It's rough. I wish you well. It's a journey to money. It's very good. First steps. Baby steps. And then Buttercup retracted 2 messages and said thanks. Okay, well, I cannot answer questions that have been retracted. It makes it difficult. But I see John is on the board, so I'm going to get to John. Need a deck. Need a deck. Okay, so J, which is 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's a Prisma Visions deck. Okay, does the temp agency want to hire John? Does the temp agency want to hire John? Does the temp agency want to hire John? Okay, and the answer is yes. Oh, wow. Conflicted. Alright, so the agency does want to hire you. However, we do have the 3 of Swords here. And that is logic cutting down emotion. In this context with the temp agency, yes, they want to hire you. Is it going to be an emotionally fulfilling job? No. The logic is just going to kill all the emotion. But it is the next logical step, so you do kind of have to kill the emotion a little to go forth with getting this job and doing what needs to be done. And unfortunately, that does require killing a little bit of heart. Alright. I hope that helps you out, John. And John, I do, of course, wish money for you. Everybody could use a little bit more money. I'm gonna be nosy in my own deck. Ooh, and I won't drink. Tasty ice water. John says, I mean, it's aligned with my goal. It really is. Alright, let's see here. I've been wanting to try some stuff. Forgive me for my silence. I'm working out a plan. You know what, that one would. Okay. Let's just look in. And John says, well, hopefully I can start working soon. Very true. Alright, so, John, with your permission, I want to try some shenanigans. Okay, awesome. Go with it here. I'm pulling out the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the Oracle of Pentacles, the female energy of wealth. And we have here the Elder of Pentacles, the masculine leader of wealth. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, the essence of wealth. And we have a Five of Pentacles, the conflict of wealth. And now the 10, the 4, the champion. Let's do the Two of Pentacles to make the right choices to go to wealth. And the Three of Pentacles to work a good job. Let's see. Not that one yet. Where's the other one? We have the Four of Pentacles so that you hoard lots of money. And then I'll give you the Eight of Pentacles to master making money. The Nine of Pentacles to gather making all that money. And which one next? The Seven of Pentacles so that you may look back fondly on your money. The Six of Pentacles so that you may have victory in making money. The Ten of Pentacles so that you may fulfill the journey of money. And may you start as an apprentice of money and then become a champion of money. There you go. I've done a simple tarot card spell for you. I hope you make lots of money. A blessing. So motivating. That was it. You're very welcome. What do you think about that? Good. I'm thinking about doing more of those. I'm not sure what they are yet, but I've been pondering them. Just gotta put power into it. It's so true. Power and focus. There we go. Let me put these back. And I'm going to pull an oracle card to fill the silence. And don't look at the information card. It's shy. Actually, I'm going to use the other deck since we're on money. Money and the Law of Attraction is the deck we're seeking if we're using that kind of energy. Okay, so I want to harmonize with my desire. Anytime you feel negative emotion, stop and say, something is important here. Otherwise, I would not be feeling this negative emotion. What is it that I want? And then simply turn your attention to what you do want. In the moment you turn your attention to what you want, the negative attraction will stop. And in the moment the negative attraction stops, the positive attraction will begin. And in that moment, your feeling will change from not feeling good to feeling good. That is the process of pivoting. Boop. And John says, are you psychic? What's the difference between intuitive and psychic? I have the feeling that it is vibrationally the same meaning, but I think psychic is an older term where intuitive is a newer term. And I feel like intuitive is more of the correct term for me. And psychic is like psychic always bridges that interesting area of moving things or only doing things with your mind. Like when I think psychic, I think again looking into a crystal ball. It's the classics. It's really like moving stuff with your mind. I guess psychic would be more bringing your mind powers to the physical. I can't quite adopt the. Well, sometimes I can. I mean, being psychic is weird because it's not always turned on all the time, and I was never trained in it. But I've definitely had psychic experiences. You know what? I think that's the thing that I'm trying to figure out. Like, you're not psychic all the time unless you've been trained to do it more. But I have a lot of psychic experiences. But they are both messages from the universe. One is just an older term, and one is a newer term. So I guess in the long run, I've always said I'm casually psychic because I'll just pick up on stuff. But it's not like psychic cures all problems and makes me not fallible, and it definitely hasn't helped me win the lottery or anything. Will a well-trained psychic be able to pick up on a lot of stuff about you while interacting with you? I would say yes. Being psychic is a muscle that you do have to work on. And I've been working on it on and off. But I guess more recently, with all the tarot card readings, I've been more actively working on it. Stream health may have gone bad for a moment, but I think it's good again. Okay, good. Because I did go to a psychic church several years ago, and they would actually pick up on a lot of cool stuff. like Pentecostal churches. I'm not sure what a Pentecostal church is. They called it the metaphysical church. Yeah. John says, "Oh, that makes sense." I actually enjoyed that church sometimes. Did they believe in Jesus? It was a um it was a Jesus-y kind of Christian based church, but I think the Christianity was there to make everyone feel like it was churchy. But then there was the metaphysical side, which I was there for, and that was fun. Like, they would actually do energy healing in the room on people. Um, and the psychics would get up and actually do readings in the room. They would point to people and deliver messages from spirits. There was a lot of that. That was fun. And then we would sometimes do guided meditation near the end. Those were always fun. I always enjoyed those, the guided meditations. And then sometimes, like during like snack time afterwards, the psychics would come up to me and tell me stuff. It was really cool. Did they believe in Jesus? I mean, they didn't not believe in Jesus. Everybody brought their own beliefs there and just kind of focused on the metaphysical stuff. I mean, they had crystals in the gift shop. It was really fun. They also had this huge boulder gemstone of amethyst, and I would love to look at the candlelight reflecting in the geode. It was beautiful. I love that church for that. It was very, very gorgeous. Like the energy there was really nice. And I actually felt comfortable in a church for once. And they had all sorts of classes too. They were fun. Like, I know they were teaching people to do energy healings. I miss it. I'm no longer near it, but I kind of miss it. Kind of want to go back to it right now. Ooh, they did do a lot of meditation chats, and that was good. I like those. And John says, nice. Yes, it was very nice. And it was fun because I remember I went that day for like it was a time of the year around Father's Day, and I was the only one who stayed for the discussion on a type of meditation. I don't remember what the type of meditation was, but the mentor that was there was an older man with children, so he was a father. But I was the only one that arrived there. And we had a really in-depth conversation. And it was really nice. And afterwards, I was like, well, you know what? I didn't even think about it. I said to him after the whole nice interaction, thank you for being my father figure for the weekend. And he said, you're welcome. So it was like, it's one of those types of places where you find things that you need, with perfect timing. Like, it was genuinely a place where you went and things happened. And then John says, I go to a charismatic church. That's what I mean. So when people pray, they pick up on things, same concepts. Yeah, that can happen. But that's nice. A charismatic church. Let's see. Money is not the root of all evil or of happiness. It is important. This important subject of money and financial success is not the root of all evil, as many have quoted, nor, I do notice you, nor is it the path to happiness. So when you are able to successfully control something like the subject of money that affects you most all day, every day, you will have accomplished something rather significant. For not only is it certain that your financial success must improve, but the evidence of that success will then prepare you for deliberate improvement in every aspect of your life experience. Let's see. So if a psychic is just talking with you, what can they pick up on? I've had mostly mediums. Like, I would say that medium is a branch of psychic. I've had mostly mediums come to me with messages. And they deliver the messages that they're given. But also I've had several psychics that are not mediums, and they will tell you about your soul, or about the things surrounding you. Let's see. And Debbie Kelly says, "Hello, beautiful." And I wave back because you sent a waving emoji. And Debbie says, "Can you please pull a card for me and tell me what the universe has to say?" Yes, I can, Debbie. I will do that. And Francis says, "Hi, Violet. HRU, can you please ask the cards if Violet is an ace?" Alright, Francis, we need to have a talk. I would like you to stop asking the cards about me, okay? I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, gonna pull a deck for Debbie. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the odds twister. And Francis says, "Man, I guess that's a no. I guess that's a no." That is so true. You nailed it, buddy. That's a no. That is a no. I feel like, I gotta be honest. You're asking the cards about me, through me, and it feels a little. What's the word I want to use? It feels like it feels like I'm answering my own secrets, and I don't appreciate that feeling. And Francis says, "Alrighty then, asking the cards through you feels just wrong." It does. It does. So I'm not going to be answering those type of questions anymore. But this one is for Debbie. Debbie wants to know, pull a card and tell me what the universe has to say. Alright, the universe has to say the High Priestess. The universe has to say that there's a lot of high intuitive brain work going on here. It says that Debbie has a very strong and well-built tower of intuitive practice. So you've built a really good foundation with that, Debbie. So that is what the universe wants to relate to you today. Alright, I hope that helps you out. Okay, and then I'm going to drink some water, and then I'm going to catch up on chat. John says, "No, I mean, can they pick up on what types of things you like or do for fun? IDK, what type of music you like? Not specifics, what's your water sign?" I mean, in terms of metaphysical stuff, that seems like okay, so in terms of like the psychic area, that seems like materialistic stuff to worry about, where normally spirits and psychics have other things to focus on rather than earthly concerns. And then Francis says already, then asking the cards to you just feels wrong. Correct. And I'll ask. Okay, I'll ask someone else then. That is perfectly fine. You can ask whoever you like. I just myself, I do feel a little violated when I have to answer things about myself. So, yeah, I'm just not going to answer readings about myself anymore. So, thank you for understanding. I'll ask someone else then. Okay. And then John says, not intentionally, but can they be spying on you? Like, can they pick up on a lot of stuff about your personal life? So, John, do you feel worried about psychics then? Let's see, Francis says, question, should Francis get a PEMF mat or a grounding mat? I'm going to put you on the list, Francis, and then I'll get to you. Alright, there we go. We got Francis on the list. And then Ankita's here. Hi, Ankita. Hi. And Francis says, that's perfectly understandable. Yes, you can ask them for yourself. Ankita says, will R talk to me again normally? How he felt when I decided not to walk with him and took a bus. So Ankita is also on the board. Okay, so Francis, picking a card for Francis. I have caught up on chats. Number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Instigators. Should Francis get a PEMF mat or a grounding mat? Should Francis get a EMF mat or a grounding mat? Well, you know what? I don't know the difference, so I'm going to write them down. There we go. EMF or grounding mat. Okay, so PEMF is a no, and a grounding mat is a yes. So, for Francis, get the grounding mat. And it's a very good sign because it is the Lovers. It's a very positive sign. Go for it. And then the Guide of Cups for PEMF. Alright, I hope that helps you out, Francis. And then we have Ankita. Will R talk to me again? Normally, R talking. R talking normally. How he felt when I decided not to walk with him and took a bus. And then how does he feel? How does he feel? How did he feel? Oh, I gotta pick a deck first. Okay, so 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every little thing you do is magic, you know. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, we have the cards, we have the questions. So, will R talk to Ankita normally? And how does he feel? How does he feel? So, will R be talking to Ankita normally? Yes. And the Emperor. Very nice. And how did he feel when Ankita decided not to walk with him and took the bus? Ooh, 5 of Pentacles. So, 5 is the conflict card. He felt, but just in the context of the question, he felt broken. Like, you decided not to go with him. He was so broken up. He was broken up about it. He felt broken. And then, is he gonna start talking normally? he's going to start talking royally, and he is going to start talking to you normally, maybe in a more formal fashion, because this is the Emperor we're talking about. Alright, so I hope that helps you out. That is what the cards are telling me. And then I'm going to have a drink of water and then get back to chat. Let's see here. And John says, yeah, I have some friends who feel like they know too much about me. What I mean is they'll just be talking to me and be able to pick up on stuff. Not intentionally, I just don't want to be spied on. So you don't want to be spied on, John. And you feel bothered about your friends knowing a lot about you. And John says, lol. I've talked with them a lot. Yeah. So, John, also, you do talk a lot and you do reveal a lot of things. So, it might not all be psychic stuff. Just saying. Yeah, and that is what friends do. They get to know you. And when you have friends, you are vulnerable. So it does come down to the concept of, do you trust the friends that you're sharing stuff with? And are you hanging out with the right people? I'm gonna say that. I think that feels right. Okay, and I just and question for Francis, what Pranithia feels and thinks about Francis. So I'll put Francis on the board. I'm gonna catch up on chat and then get back to you, Francis. And John says, I mean, Violet, is that true? I've gotten readings from people I know personally. You can get readings from people you know personally. It's okay. I mean, you do talk a lot. I know. Look, John, I know about you. I didn't know so much about you until you started talking to me. And Francis says, I'm so glad, thank you. The PEMF mat costs over 300k US dollars, and the grounding mat costs under 100 US dollars. Here I am. I am also a good shopper, and my talents are coming through the readings as well. I feel very accomplished in life. And John says yes. And Francis says, question why the groups and the government is monitoring Francis. What information are they gathering? Alright, Francis, you're already on the board. I will get back to that question too. And John says, no, I mean, can a psychic do that? Oh, John likes this. Oh, John is like that. They just pick up on stuff. Yes? And are you bothered by that? But I have caught up on chat, and I am going to go back and answer Francis's questions. Hold on. Let's see, 1 and 2. What does Pranthea feel and think about Francis? Feels and thinks. There we go. And then we need a deck. We need a deck. Number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every little thing you do is magic, you know. La, 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 la. It's magic, you know. Okay, so Pranitha. Thoughts and feelings towards Francis. Okay, so Pranitha's feelings and Pranitha's thoughts towards Francis. So we got the feelings are the 5 of Swords, so a defeat of the mind. They feel very tangled up in their mind and feelings, and the logic and the emotions are colliding. Very uncomfortable, by the way. It's a very uncomfortable feeling of between feelings, but it's mostly logical stuff. And then the High Priestess. These are thoughts. They often have thoughts of intuitive nature. So they think about themselves a lot in their own intuitive journey. Okay, this feels a little bit better. Pranitha feels conflicted inside. And on the surface, they're showing the High Priestess. They're showing someone who's a little bit more confident than they are on the inside towards Francis. Alright, I hope that helps you out, Francis. And then the second question to Francis. And why the groups and the government is monitoring Francis. What information are they gathering? Alright. Why the groups and the governments are monitoring. So why are they touring Francis? And what information? Okay. Okay, so why are they monitoring Francis? Why? Why, oh why? The Champion of Swords. And what info are they gathering? 4 Wands. Oh. They're monitoring you because you are aggressive. Smart and aggressive. And what info? Your actions. Your resting actions. So, what info? I'm also drawn to this house over here, so they'd be monitoring you in your home. You where you're resting. And that is what the cards are saying. Okay, I'm gonna catch up on chat. And drink some more ice water. And check the time. Alright, so just as a warning, I live stream for 2 hours at a time. And I have been streaming for 1 hour and 35 minutes. So I have about 25 minutes left in me for tonight. Water's tasty. It definitely. Oh, there we go. So, no, I mean, Okay, so John says, no, I mean, can a psychic do that? Oh, John likes this. John is like that. They just pick up on stuff, yes. Not you. I just have some friends. I feel like I'm being spied on. That's a very strong feeling. Is there something I can do to block my energy from being read too much? It's a good question. I don't have any research on that. Like, the only thing that comes to my mind is black gemstones. Like black tourmaline and black or obsidian is supposed to be protective stones. So I can recommend some crystal protection. And also the symbol of the evil eye is supposed to negate people talking negatively about you. And it also might do a little bit of the shielding of your energy. So look into that kind of thing. In question, what are the feelings and intentions of Ash towards Francis and vice versa? Okay, so Francis, you're still on your. I'm going to pretend to erase you from the list and then put you back on the list, Francis. But you've always been there. So I will get back to you after I catch up on chat. Okay, and John says, it definitely bothers me. Lol. And Francis says, for the record, Pranitha is also a psychic and a Reiki practitioner. Okay. And John says, I don't mean I'm being spied on in a deliberate or malicious way. Right. I understand. And Preston says, can I ask the initials of my Leo? Who's thinking of me? I'm just wondering. The initials? So, Preston, I'm gonna say, I don't have like an Ouija board or anything for that kind of specific stuff. So I'm gonna say no on that one. It's a very interesting question, but I'm going to say no to that one. Just because I don't have the skills for that. Alright, so not me. I'm not the one for that. And Francis says, question, what outcome do they want from monitoring? Okay, again, Francis, you're on the list. And John says, I ordered the Nazar Eye. I have black tourmaline. I'm carrying it right now. Okay, good. And Francis says, question, have the groups or governments taken any property from Francis as part of their monitoring? I guess I'll ask the cards. Okay, I believe I'm going back to the question of what are the feelings and intentions of Ash towards Francis and vice versa. Okay, so Ash. feelings and intentions. Feelings and intentions. Feelings and intentions. Okay, and then we're going to pick up the deck. Okay, it's number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Supernatural deck. We got the questions, we got the cards. Let's see, what does Ash feel and their intentions towards Francis, and what is Francis's feelings and intentions towards Ash? Okay, so feelings and intentions, and then feelings and intentions. Okay. So Ash feels the Page of Pentagrams. They feel very young. And the intentions are the devil. So that's temptation usually. And then we have the feelings are the star, which is hope. And then the intention is the Knight of Bones. So double action. Feelings and intentions. So Ash feels very young in comparison to Francis, and they feel like being a bit impish. They feel like being an antagonist. That's a really good word for it. They're young, really just doing really young, dumb stuff. And then they kind of, like, I'm not gonna say it's full into devil mode, but it is going into this very impishly, trying to be the antagonist of Francis. And then Francis has a feeling of hope and intention to be the Knight of Action. So your interaction, let's see here. You are hopeful about Ash. And your interaction is all about action. Like, I don't believe you want to interact too much with them, so it just comes down to fast, quick actions. And yet you're hopeful for Ash. Interesting. Alright, so I definitely feel like Francis wants to keep some distance from Ash. So I'm just going to put that out there. And that is what the cards say. Boop. Okay. What outcome do they want from the monitoring? Right. Needs enough deck. And it's the cat turret. What outcome do they want from the monitoring? What outcome do they want from the monitoring? What outcome do they want? They want the Three of Wands. They want the Three of Wands. They want your actions monitored. Like they want you. They want the outcome for your actions to be monitored and recorded as evidence. And that is just the information gathering is the goal. Hope that helps you out. Okay, and then John says he's carrying it right now. Oh yeah, and have the groups or the governments taken any property from Francis as part of their monitoring? Seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Have the groups, governments taken any property from Francis? Have they taken anything? Have they taken anything? Have they taken anything? Here we go. Have they taken anything? The answer is no. The Champion of Pentacles, you get to keep all your money and things because they have not taken anything. Very good. That's a good thing. And John says, Francis says, Ash is 18 years younger than me, okay? Question, should I cut off this kid, Ash, or keep them? Oh, Francis, you're on the board again. And John says, does selenite work? I thought selenite was really good for energy cleansing. I mean, it's not a I don't remember it being a protection stone though, so I would say not for this purpose. And Joan asked, is Jacqueline part of the monitoring? Let me get a drink of water. And okay, so I also have 8 minutes left, so I'm going to be able to do these questions, and then we'll check back on time. Ice water is very tasty. Alright, let's see here. New deck for Francis's questions. The Naser Eye is... I don't know what the Naser Eye is. I know what the Evil Eye is. And the Evil Eye keeps jealous people and away and blocks jealous energy and gossiping energy and that kind of thing. But I don't know about the Naser Eye. Okay, cool. Maybe it'll do you well. Okay. Queen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's the octopus chair. So should Francis cut off Ash? Should Francis cut off Ash? Should Francis cut off Ash? And the answer is yes. And funny enough, it is the Page of Cups, which is the Youth of Cups. And the Youth of Cups is not very good or stable with emotion. So cutting him off because he's not very emotionally stable, probably a really good move. Alright. And the other one. What is the likely outcome for Francis? Oh, sorry, there was another one. Is Jacqueline part of the monitoring? Let's find out. Is Jacqueline part of the Monotorium? And the answer is yes, the Nine of Pentacles. Alright. She's getting paid good money to do it. Yeah, alright. And then, what is the likely outcome for Francis after the government and groups monitoring? So the likely outcome for after the monitoring. Let's see, we have the Page of Pentacles. Outcome. Outcome for Francis after the government and groups monitoring. So the Youth of Pentacles. I feel like it's a return to youth, which is weird. Or a return to a before state. For Francis, it's going back to your groundwork on finances. A regrounding will be needed. You're going to be going back to ground zero. What is the likely outcome for Francis after the government and groups monitoring? Yeah. I'm trying to find better words for it. It definitely has the context of going back to a more basic step. Whatever complicated things that were built up have been torn down, so you're almost brought back to a basic foundation after the government and groups are done with you. And that is what the cards say. And Francis says, "Oh God, Jacqueline, you traitor." It's very possible. Yeah. Just watch what you say to her. You'll be okay. And man, I don't understand the outcome. It's okay. You won't understand the outcome until it's happened. Alright, so it has been now 2 hours. I've been live, so it's now time to say goodbye, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate all your questions and getting to talk to you tonight. So I will see you guys again. I'll be back in. Oh, wait. So today's Tuesday. Tomorrow's going to be a little different because I have to go to bed a little early. So I'm going to try to be. I am going to stream tomorrow, but it's going to be a little earlier than normal. I'm not sure what time yet. But I also am not going to be streaming on Thursday at all. I have a big trip I won't have energy to do anything afterwards. I'm going to go home and sleep afterwards. So there's going to be no stream on Thursday, guys. Alright, but tomorrow I will be back, and then you can ask more questions then. So until then, good night. I love you all. Bye-bye.